Hey, I haven't done a video essay or some sort of analysis before, and I wanted to for years, so let's give it a shot. I'm a big fan of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and though I'm only about halfway through its first and only current season, I've come to see this narrative masterpiece for all of its life's values. Spoiler warning, by the way. It's a very virtuous show. Honestly, I didn't think much of it until after its first 8 or so episodes. And before I've seen it, I had only seen some clips from some of the bigger moments in the show. It's things like these where I wasn't super reluctant to watch Frieren, as this show is unlike most typical story-driven and action anime. Don't get me wrong, this show is story-driven, but not in the way you'd expect. Frieren Beyond Journey's End follows the life and end of an adventurer's journey, especially in their D&D party. Frieren, a monotone, emotionless elven mage who couldn't seem to care any more than she already does. Her tone makes sense when you consider that Frieren has a long lifespan, and the show encapsulates this feeling of solitude right along with her. We quickly are shown the reason why the anime is titled Beyond Journey's End. Like I said before, the story follows the end of the hero's journey. The Demon King is defeated, and they have their celebration. So, what's left? One of the major themes that overarch the entire show, and its first life lesson to tackle, is loneliness. However, that doesn't seem to be much of an issue with the silver-haired mage. We don't know how long she has lived, vaguely until later episodes. However, her life makes a change after the blue swordsman hero Himmel, whom she partied with in their journeys, passes away. It's then she realizes that she holds a heavy regret that she had never gotten to know Himmel in his short human life. It's this she takes a virtue along with her journeys as the story picks up from the journey's end. I agree with the narrative flow of meeting her other party members before their deaths, as she's gotten better at not only human connection but in general across the anime. But yeah, the story continues to pick up as Frieren gets more reason to adventure with other purposes. This anime teaches you so freaking much about life, like holy. At first, these reasons that she acquires from her other clever, now old adventurers are unwilling on her end, but she does agree to take on these new purposes. This show focuses on all the character dynamics with each other, and beautifully, like any good narrative, the character synergy overall is very well done and one of the main things that keep you engaged along with this re-world building. Now, the reason why I say re-world building is because the story is already over. Every episode we get a further and more in-depth look into Frieren's past with the 4 heroes to defeat the Demon King, and into other key moments she remembers back to. While on top of learning what her life and what the world was like, the story continues to build on their narratively increasing journey. Another major aspect, and a second life lesson that makes the whole show, is the joys of spending time with the friends we love. To mark the passage of time throughout the story, the show uses how long it's been since Himmel the hero's death. I absolutely love that they do this instead of showing a proper calendar year that the world is currently in, because time doesn't matter to the message of the story. By eliminating a sense of time through doing so, and how Frieren doesn't see time as the same way that she does now, the show gets to focus on taking your time, adventuring, and living in the moment, which is perfect for a fantasy medieval world without modern technology. There are magics in this world that you can get quite technical about, which I find really nice. I'm only at episode 19 of making this video, which is 29 years since Himmel's passing. This marks the start of the class level 1 mage exam arc in the magic city of Auburn, but Frieren's growth by living amongst a party whom she values and literally teaches and cares for has tremendously grown her character. As someone who is known to be incredibly monotone, she now gives advice from her incredibly remarkable ability to pretty much remember her entire life. By simply starting to care, she uses her long life experience to provide great wisdom to her friends and other travelers in the show. There's many instances of life lessons I could go in depth into. As for now, I will not. The bulk of the show is Frieren looking back on past experiences and connecting with the words of those important to her who have passed, and providing wisdom and comfort to current situations. I've never seen an anime focus so little about the timing of things to happen. A big part of narrative storytelling is how one thing happens, and because that occurred, then this happens, causing a chain of events. It's challenging to make a story such as this, where the audience can still be entertained by a world without focusing so heavily on a chain of events and character development. The world does a wonderful job at offering new things, keeping you engaged, and it does this naturally. Frieren's long lifespan is a great way to include more into the world, bringing things back from her past as well as new things for her and all the new party members. Each party member has their own set of goals and represents their own virtues and character struggles. But being in a party where others can guide you, especially with the funny mage, the struggles get easier and we cherish our moments together. Again, I'm only a little over halfway through the anime season, and a ton more characters are being introduced in the mage exam arc. Everyone loves a good exam tournament arc in a fantasy world. But if I wanted to recognize Frieren beyond Journey's End, it would be how it takes its time to experience the world around it, where little moments of communicating virtuous, existential, and interpersonal elements keep you watching and invested into the seemingly massive fantasy world. So take your time getting invested into it and allow yourself to experience the journey. It gets really compelling, and I promise it pays off very well, and it pays off correctly. I didn't expect to be making a video about this, but I'm very glad I did. I could keep going on about the show, but that's for another time. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.